The colossal ring station of Orion Gate drifted in the fading glow of a collapsing sun, gleaming like a crown forged from steel and starlight. More than 40 species lived within its vast circumference. Envoys and generals crossed its endless corridors each day, shaping the fate of entire systems with quiet words. At the center stood the Celestial Forum, where power was measured not in armies, but in influence. Ambassador Elias Rhine stood at the human dais and felt the weight of alien eyes upon him. He had served 15 years as humanity's voice among the stars. He knew the rhythm of this chamber, the subtle shifts in posture, the tone beneath translation. Today, the rhythm was wrong. High Executor Varric of the Cathari loomed over the assembly, obsidian carapace gleaming beneath cold light. A holographic map flared above him, crimson markers spreading across one spiral arm of the galaxy. Human colonies, mining arrays, defense stations. Human expansion has exceeded all projections, Varric declared, his voice like stone grinding on stone. At this rate, they will dominate an entire galactic arm within 2 generations. The assembly must impose limits. The proposal followed: fixed borders, no new colonies, full inspection rights inside human territory. Elias activated his platform. "That is not regulation," he said calmly. "It is confinement." Varric's multifaceted gaze locked onto him. Then humanity must learn the galaxy is not theirs to claim. The debate dragged on, but Elias barely heard it. Varric spoke not like a negotiator, but like a victor. He checked his communicator, no messages from his twins. That was unusual. He sent a quick note, no reply. 6 levels below, in the lower bazaars, Liam and Mira Rhine noticed the sentinels long before they were addressed. 4 Cathari in dark armor lingered where they shouldn't. "They've been following us," Mira murmured. When the sentinels blocked their path and demanded they accompany them under authority of the High Executor, Liam reacted on instinct. He struck first, cracking armor at a limb joint. But there were 4 of them. Neural disruptors flashed, muscles seized. They were dragged into maintenance corridors, away from witnesses. Back in the forum, Varric called for order. His gaze found Elias. "To ensure cooperation," he announced evenly, "the ambassador's children have been placed in protective diplomatic custody." The chamber went silent. Elias felt the galaxy collapse into a single point of fury. "You took my children," he said, voice barely above a whisper. "They are unharmed," replied the High Arbiter, "provided humanity cooperates." Elias lunged across the platform. Security pinned him to the floor. His credentials were revoked. He was confined to his quarters. What they did not know was that every human embassy carried a final fail-safe. Behind his bookshelf, Elias activated a concealed relay and typed 6 words. "They have our children. Come home." On Earth, Mara Rhine read the message in the late afternoon light of her garden. She stood motionless for a long moment. Then she climbed to a locked room she had sworn never to open again. Her old commander's uniform waited inside. She dressed for war. Beneath Geneva, the dormant war chamber blazed to life. Fleet deployments filled the air with electric hum. Senior leaders rose as Mara entered, though she held no rank now. 12 hours ago, she began, the Galactic Council abducted my children to force humanity into containment accords. Under our laws, this is an act of war. The Secretary General spoke cautiously of consequences, of fleets that outnumbered theirs. Mara's gaze did not waver. "If we negotiate while our children are hostages, we teach the galaxy that abducting our families works." Silence followed, then the question that mattered. How quickly can we mobilize? While Earth stirred, the twins adapted. In their sterile cell, Mira counted guard rotations, timed air scrubbers, noted power fluctuations. She stole a diagnostic strip and mapped every corridor beneath her mattress. "The gravity lock flickers every 3 hours and 12 minutes, she whispered. If we trigger the manual override at that exact moment, the door will open. On the third cycle, she jammed the stylus into the seam as lights fluttered. The door slid free. They ran right, not left, slipped into a vent 9 meters down, crawled through arteries of steel and shadow until they reached a communication node. Mira assembled a burst transmission in a frequency only one person would recognize. Their exact coordinates encoded in a pattern her mother had taught her years ago. Then she wiped the console clean. Out beyond assembly territory, 200 Terran warships emerged at the Veil boundary and stopped. They did not cross. They simply aligned in flawless formation and waited. A broadcast followed, carried to every inhabited world. "My name is Mara Rhine," she said calmly. "You are holding my children. You have 72 hours to return them unharmed. This is not negotiation. This is a courtesy." The galaxy held its breath. Alliances began to fracture. Member species withdrew fleets. Trade coalitions suspended agreements. Public sentiment shifted. Parents across distant worlds understood exactly what this meant. Chancellor Verks activated the planetary defense grid and tripled security around the detention sector. The twins were moved deeper into the station, near the reactor core. But while every sensor focused outward on the Armada, a single stealth frigate approached from the opposite vector. The silent current docked at a decommissioned cargo port long removed from active security grids. Nightfall operatives spilled into the station's understructure like smoke. Myra led from the front. "Move, pause, listen, advance." 7 levels above, Mira and Liam waited in a ventilation junction. "She got it," Mira whispered. Metal struck metal below. 2 knocks, pause, 3, pause, 1. The family code. Mara slid the hatch aside. For 3 seconds she held them, only a mother in a universe suddenly small and warm. Then she stepped back, sidearm drawn. "Stay behind me." Security forces fortified corridors leading to the docks. Energy shields flared. The Nightfall unit dismantled them in 90 disciplined seconds. Non-lethal strikes. Weapons shattered. Guards incapacitated. They were not rampaging. They were extracting. A council advisor, shaken by what she had witnessed, triggered a cascading blackout across 3 tiers of the station. Surveillance failed. Bulkheads unlocked. The team reached Dock 7. As the stealth frigate slipped free into vacuum, Mara opened a private channel to the Chancellor. "My children are with me," she said evenly. "Your next decision determines whether you keep your station." At the Veil boundary, the 7th Armada's weapons arrays came online in unison, energy surges bright enough to register systems away. The courtesy window had closed. For 3 days, the fleet held position. They did not fire. They did not advance. They waited. Within hours, 12 member species withdrew from the assembly. Trade networks.
Thanks for watching. If this journey through the unknown sparked and imaginations, share your thought in the comment below. Until your next adventures behind the stars.